What's up, everyone? It's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero, and if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice or evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 148. Swerve versus Ospreay? Wait, now? Reviewing the May 29th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by the man of 54,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling. He is Jimmy Macram. How you doing?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, SP3. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Oh, look at this guy. He's so nice. He's so nice. This is the second time you're seeing him this week, and he's much nicer. He started off this show much nicer than he did the one on Monday.
Yeah, I had to turn it down immediately. I was like, oh, his feelings hurt? Oh, let's not do that anymore. Jesus, I don't want to do that. I'm just having fun. I don't want to do that.
But yes, we are back once again with another edition of AEWramble. Y'all know the deal. The best AEW Dynamite review in the land on wrestling and YouTube. We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. You could drop the thumbs up on this video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, we love when you sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you and hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite. So we will try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, If you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, the best way to do that is with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And when it's AEWramble, it's me and Jimmy Macram. I got kids to feed and to put some clothes on, so I appreciate it.
I have kids to fucking swirl around so they never come out and cost me any money. Oh, why?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm joking. No
swirl around. Swirl around is what got me. Swirl. I know it got you because it sounded like you were like, why do I even say these things?
No swirling around. I'm joking. Just push your girl down the stairs. It's much easier, cheaper.
Just when I was like, oh, he sounded off this episode
The
nice.
words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You could hire P. Diddy to get rid of that girl quick. I'm sorry that video is saying this, but
oh my God, what are we doing?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
We're pushing people down the stairs. We're mentioning Diddy. Damn it. What are we doing?
all right.
That means he's going to say something in like 0.5 seconds. Anyway. Yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us. And like I said before, hit that subscribe button. We're about 100 subscribers away from 15K, our next milestone here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Want to hit that before the end of the month, and the end of the month is tomorrow. And we appreciate all the support as always. We got G Loke in the chat who says, what it do at True Heel Heat? What it do, guys? A lot to talk about. Please smash up the like. You know the deal. That is for free. Smash up the like. Helps other people see this video as well. G Loke also saying, and at OG Jimmy can't be mad with this show. LOL.
You'd be shocked what I can get mad at. But no, I don't think I hated the show, if I remember correctly.
We also got Hassan with the excellent spelling. We know who won the spelling bee in his school. He says, let's roll up for AEW Dynamite review or Double or Nothing Fallout. We also got ALW who says, what's up, fellas? Hope all is well. Very solid episode of Dynamite with one of my all-time favorite Dynamite main events. That gauntlet match was a banger, and I am excited for Ospreay Strickland at Forbidden Door. I will say, I mean, we were very much on the positive and praising the first Casino Gauntlet last month on the April 24th edition of AEW Dynamite. This one was better. I think this one was better. I don't know about you, but I said it on Twitter. I'll say it here. It just needs some fine tuning. Maybe get a list of the actual rules. And I think this is like a home run as far as like stipulations for AEW.
How often would you run it?
Not as often as they're doing it right now. Honestly, if they fine tune it, this is the type and I hate to make the comparison because I know people don't like it, but this could be their Royal Rumble where they could put it on I would say Double or Nothing because of the casino name would be the perfect place to do a casino gauntlet, and then the winner gets the shot at Forbidden Door. Instead of doing it on TV, do it at Double or Nothing for the shot at Forbidden Door.
Absolutely. 11 matches. Feel free. No, it will replace one. No, it wouldn't. Stop it.
You need 10 guys for that match, so you got it.
Here's hoping.
We got it would also help out with the match count for Double or Nothing, which always is ridiculous, it seems. We got Eric Isaac who says, hey, fellas, looks like we be getting Ospreay versus Swerve round 1 at Forbidden Door instead of All In. I have a bunch of reasons why I think they made that decision, but we will get into it. Honey, you cannot come in here playing a song that's going to get me copyright strikes. My daughter is trying to get into this room badly. All right, hold on 1 second. Talk to the people, Jimmy.
I have a complaint anyway, and it's on the more mean side, but I might save it for when SP3 comes back. I don't know why you people are so, not you people, you guys seem like you're pretty stable. I'm not as upset about Swerve and Ospreay as quite a few people be, because they assume Ospreay's going to go over. I do not assume this. And Swerve is, yeah, like Swerve isn't a fan of Harlem and people who look like Harlem, so I don't care what happens to Swerve. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm out on Swerve. I enjoy watching him, but anything that happens to him, I'm good with it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Just because of a line in a song?
It's his whole philosophy.
How do you know it's his whole philosophy?
I randomly talk about what kind of randomly awful things. Was he Eminem? He just randomly says awful things he doesn't mean. Stop it. Stop it. He meant it.
Josh Matlock in the chat says the gauntlet matches were a really good idea. They shouldn't overdo them, though. I think that's everybody's kind of fair assessment of the Casino Gauntlet matchup, is that it's a good idea. It's working. Don't overdo it. Don't do it every month. You've done it 2 months in a row. Now let's wait a little bit.
Agreed. I wouldn't be shocked if they did once a month.
Me either. And I wouldn't be shocked if I'm praising it every single time. Chuck Berry's in the chat. Welcome, Chuck Berry's. He says, "What's good, THH fam? I have questions, and I know you guys have the answers."
Certainly.
That's what we're here for.
I have to ask you because I can never quite predict. Oh, damn it. There was a shot coming towards. I know you're here already. Yeah, I can never quite predict what you're going to say or what you think. Unlike the Jim Cornettes of the world or the Frantic Worlds of the world, I know exactly what the fuck they think about everything right away. SP3 is always fair and balanced, and I appreciate it.
Yes. I appreciate you too, because although you got the kind of moniker of the number one critic, the number one fair critic, I always try to add fair because there's people like Jim Cornette, like you said, and there's people like Eric Bischoff.
There he goes.
You are not
leave Easy E alone.
Fuck that nigga. But anyway, no. I appreciate you for retweeting my baiting comment. I appreciate you. Easy. Frantic World says, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat?" So, Jimmy, did you like the sexy red NXT thing this week?
Let me just tell you something. This is coming right off of Drake's verse on that fucking Sexy Red song that I was forced to listen to. Oh my God, Drake has no self-awareness. You literally are proving Kendrick right. What are you doing? In a vacuum, Drake's verse is fine. He's clever, or his writers are. Whoever's clever, it's not important. Sexy Red, however, is fucking heinous, and she's a heinous performer. And I don't know why everybody on the planet except me is pretending like she's fantastic to look at. I don't get it even a little bit. She looks like fucking Little Uzi. This is insane. We're sitting here like, oh, look at, yeah, go ahead. Are you fucking serious? He's married to Charmel and he thinks Sexy Red is something to lose his mind over. Would you stop it? Ugh.
Wait, can you please tell me? Can you please tell the people what you said in our chat about her?
I think I said she was Young Thug in a dress.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Yeah.
So much.
I'm sorry. It's just not it. She's so silly looking. It's so over the top. She's like fucking third shift at a strip club, and I gotta pretend like she's.
Give you your phone. Go get your phone.
Gorgeous. She's not. I'm trying to think of who was like. I want to need somebody dark because I don't want to be accused of colorism. Like Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland's fine as hell. Sexy Red? You fucking serious? Would you stop? Knock it off. Enough.
Yeah, I mean, I just made so many references to the Kendrick verse and people getting excited off of Sexy Red. I was like, do you think you see two bad bitches when you say that? Are you gonna pop ass with her? Like, oh my God. And it's all I'm sorry to say this. and maybe it's because of Drake that I'm noticing this. It's a lot of light-skinned niggas that love Sexy Red.
It feels like a compensation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it. I like him dark too. Right. Stop it.
Yeah. Sure
No.
thing. Sure thing, pal. I got saying Jimmy.
What did I say now?
I think that was the first disclaimer you got in this episode. We also got Frantic World. It says, "What the fuck, Jimmy?" We also got our driver finisher said, "No Diddy." God damn it.
All right. Did you get lost my mind?
And then two, see how this show gonna go. And three, I'm out.
Okay, while I have you guys here, can I say something else that might make you guys upset? Listen. Mercedes said it at some point this week. I've heard Dax say it. I heard MJF say it. I think I heard Bailey say it. I might be wrong. If you're not, I apologize, Bailey. How the fans are the ones making up tribalism and everything is really good. Although, listen, I didn't hear Triple H call Ospreay a hoe for joining AEW. I didn't hear Tony Khan call him fucking Weinstein. That wasn't them. I'm confused. I'm confused with something else. Would you guys stop it? Would you guys knock it all the way off? Enough of these people.
And this is one thing that I have to compliment Tony Khan on because, and I do say that, yeah, he does fan the fires of freaking tribalism, but at least a lot of times he admits that it comes from the top. That there is a beef going on up top. He acknowledges that, and it seems like a lot of the wrestlers don't.
Yeah, he hates their guts. That's fine. I'm good with that. I won't say I'm pro tribalism, but I'm not against tribalism at all, even a little bit. I'm against the hypocrisy, which is what they do. Enough of that. Get to it.
Nah, Annika, I like the fact that it's one pin, one fall to a finish, because that means that it could happen at any point. They need to do one where it happens when there's two guys in the matchup.
Oh.
and then they cut to backstage of a whole bunch of people waiting around. Like,
that's hilarious.
We got Power Gyro Finisher saying they just don't want Ospreay to take a loss. He'll survive. Yeah, I don't think Ospreay is the type of guy that needs to go undefeated.
No, he's a tough one. He's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. We got Annika who says, "Get Harlem out of here." I mean, she's trying to come in at every moment. Got a deal. We'll see how it goes. We also got Big Man Dog says, I am a learning tree. I'm sorry. I heard Ollie Davis on the Wrestle Times review earlier today, and I am so with him. Bring me into the Jericho verse. I'm sorry. This talk show popped me so much for all the wrong reasons, but I don't care. I'm accepting it. I'm accepting that I like him as I said it on Twitter after they promoted the talk show. I was like, one of the best weekly characters on AEW TV, but also the worst pay-per-view match performer in Chris Jericho.
I agree. I fucking had a blast. Jericho's hilarious. In this role, will outwords welcome? Entirely possible, but I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet at all. At all. We got Drugs Delaney. Oh, hope you're feeling better, brother. He says, hey, guys, laid up in the hospital. This show is making it better, SP3. We are
drugs? I'm just asking a question.
I don't know, but I mean, we'll see.
This show is making it better, SP3. Ain't that a bitch? Just realized that.
Josh Matlock. Oh my god, this is the best start to an episode in a while. Josh Matlock saying Sexy Red was the least interesting and exciting thing about this week's NXT. I mean, like, I heard so many people on social media be like, oh man, she did so well. This is before I watched the actual episode. Then I watched the actual episode and I was like, what does she actually do?
She's smart. for fucking. It'd be nice. I don't get it. Ice Spice, she's also incompetent as a musician, but I vaguely get it. I don't get the hair, but I get it at least.
Yo, for real, Big Man Dog, this is a great comment. He says all the WWE fans are pretending that Sexy Red is the modern day Mozart and Beyonce combined because she appeared on NXT.
Right? Oh, she's a big star. Is she though?
Is she though? Is she a big star because Kendrick mentioned her in that song? Because that was like the most I've ever heard about her outside of like social media posts.
Drake, by the way, is not into her. Look at him. He's acting like a bad bitch, for lack of a better word. He doesn't care that she's here. This is about him. Sorry.
He's like, I'm about to pop ass. We got our first super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. The GOAT is back, so we appreciate you. Hit our favorite bump.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
And what'd you do about it, stupid?
Will Chisholm says, are we surprised how Swerve don't like black women? He was hanging out with Floyd. LOL. It makes sense.
Oh, it's fucking hysterical.
Valid point though.
I don't want to smoke with Floyd. Floyd go upside his woman's head. I know he'll go upside mine. Damn sure.
Well, we can't associate Swerve with that. He may think black girls are ugly, but he ain't smacking them.
There's that.
There's a line. There's a line. There's a line here, folks. There's a line. Oh, I didn't even know that. Sexy Red is a MAGA fan, so her and Nikita Lyons would be best friends.
Yeah, I remember her saying something. She's like, it wasn't like thought out. I mean, look at her. I don't think thought out about what she's about to fucking say. I think she just said she likes Donald Trump's attitude or something. It was like not even serious. It was like, all right, sure.
These comments are almost as bad as you. We got BJ Darted. He said Sexy Red looked like a dirty.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, sir.
I don't need a profile picture before I let you get away with that, sir.
Jesus, what are we doing? We got King Potato says, y'all see the way Mercedes was grabbing Swerve's face at that after party?
Oh my god. I'll be nice. I'll be nice to Mercedes. I'll say she's right along with them.
I'm sorry. Ospreay doing the CEO dance. It's like the best thing that I've seen on social media this week.
Jesus.
More hips, Will. More hips. Big Man Dog says Tony is a classic cry bully. Stokes the flames and then says to be AEW is to be under constant attack.
You're shitting on everybody today, huh?
Damn, Big Red does. No, I would say that he feels like AEW is in constant attack, so he soaks the flames. That it's in reversal.
Gotcha. So he's just a hoe. Gotcha. I'm with you. He's not a bully. He's just a hoe.
We got another super chat donation from our good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. As always.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
My man.
We got Will who says, so Jimmy, what do you think about Jordynne Grace on NXT? She's going to kill that little girl. TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace, who had a great performance at the Royal Rumble, appeared on NXT this week to become the opponent for Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship coming up at NXT Battleground. What did you think?
I'm trying to think about what they get out of it. WWE, that is. Listen, getting a match or two with fucking what's-her-face, that's not a big deal. And there's only TNA who they fucking seem to want. Because what they get out of this alliance, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe an up-close look at people they might sign later. I don't know.
I think it's one that, but I think that another mission of the company for the past 2 years, especially since Triple H has taken over, is to babyface the company. So what babyfaces them enough is having a relationship with a company that is so clearly beneath them and all they have to do is use one or two people, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be people that they want to bring in when their contract is done, in a similar fashion to what AEW did to Impact Wrestling just years ago.
Okay, I can see that. I don't really consider babyface. That's pretty good. That's definitely a Triple H idea. Nick Khan could give half a fuck about that. He's about money.
He's like, does it make money? We're giving her 6 figures. What are we getting? BJ Darton says, it's like he's leaning into the tweets. I love the learning tree gimmick. Yeah, like he could have just continued doing what he's doing and getting go away heat. But I feel like this is a way to change the go away heat into actual heat.
And I like the development this Wednesday. I'm very excited. Hang on.
Yeah.
And I love the show. Always like heels with a TV show. It's just fun.
It always works. And especially with AEW, where they never do stuff like that. It feels different.
Very true.
Jesus Christ. Big Man Talk says maybe Swerve can do a collab with Candice Owens. We have legitimately not talked about the show or any other news. We have just been highlighting your comments and been having a great time for 30 minutes already.
So, Swerve, you weren't on food stamps and you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps and made it here in America, as we all should do. Swerve's like, yeah, word. Niggas is lazy. Thank you, Swerve. Brilliant thoughts, as per usual. Good Lord. Sorry.
Eddie James says WWE gonna try to buy TNA. I mean, if TNA is for sale, they're gonna buy that tape library for damn sure.
Try to buy TNA? If not, what? Fucking Nick Khan just pulled the money out of his fucking pocket. Buy TNA. Are you fucking serious? They want TNA to
He like, how much?
Thank you. Keep the change. So is that this
Anthem. It's owned by a freaking cable station. Like, come on. We just saw Tony Khan buy a promotion from a cable station.
Right? Wouldn't have definitely either, bro.
Juan Mac says Grace and Gresham are both on something. Gresham's new character is very interesting, and I doubt that we're gonna. I mean, maybe in NXT you could see something like Jonathan Gresham in NXT.
That's not quite what he meant. I don't think. I think he means they're bigger than they should be. Grace certainly. I haven't seen Gresham recently. I love all the people. Whenever you see that comment about Jordan Grace, so it's people like, oh, she's been working out for years. Have you heard her voice? As compared to what it sounds like 5 years ago. It's just a thought. I'm not mad at it. I'm pro steroids. I'm just saying.
Big Man Dog says, yeah, they want to babyface the company by having a 50-50 banger with TNA. They are not going 50-50 with TNA in this partnership. I'm going to warn all of y'all. They're not going to go 50-50 with them.
I don't think they are afraid of 50-50 with NXT. I mean, not with WWE. I mean, with NXT, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. And you already got like someone like Cedric Alexander teasing about going after the X Division Championship. WWE won't have a problem with Cedric dropping out to Mustafa Ali on TNA.
That'd be fun. Listen, I think the part should be fun. I just won't watch most of it. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not here for the bangers. Don't care.
I mean, I will say this was one of the. I said it in our group chat, and I said it to other people this week. This was probably the most noteworthy, buzzworthy episode of NXT since like the Wednesday Night War.
Oh, certainly. NXT's been in the mud recently. They've cut down on the murders by like 70%. Very
True.
annoyed.
What did you think about Ethan Page showing up at the end to jump Trick Williams?
That is I'm very happy. No, I like Ethan Page. I'm happy he's on TV again. Happy he's in a high spot. I hope he does well. If he does somewhere in between Jade and what's his face, Pillman Jr., I call it a win. You got to be Cody good. Somewhere between those two.
Honestly, that debut had already put him higher than Pillman Jr. to me.
Oh, shit. I haven't kept up with him. What we grade the AEW transplants. Cody's like an A+, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, Cody's an A+. I think CM Punk, you got to give him a TBD, to be determined. And Jade, I would give a C+.
I'm mad at that.
C+ for Jade, and Pillman Jr. probably a C-. Because at least he's doing something different. He's creating a character that they can get behind if they want to. I just don't think that he's lighting up the world. He's not having like great matches. He's not putting on great promos. He's not doing great character work, and he's not in a very high position on the third brand. So, relative for where he's at, I would say C-.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I mean, it's not like it's Cody not doing all those things. It's Brian Pillman Jr. I mean, he's about where his potential should take him. No disrespect. I'll see Frantic World. Frantic World never lets me down. The Jim Cornette of AEW. I'm trying to get an F. He on WWE speed now because Swartz got fucking.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about Andrade. Andrade gets a D. I mean, he has to. Because he honestly thought going back to WWE was going to do better for him.
I'd rather do not worse, but the same in front of more people.
That's true. But I don't even think he's doing the same.
He just had a vignette. He's like down. I think we're Raw. I forget one of the two.
And he's about to do what every other Mexican does in this company: fight other Mexicans.
Fight more Mexicans. Yes. What you be doing if you were at home, sir? Get to work.
We see EVB, one of our OGs in the chat for AEWramble. He says, what do you guys been making of Gable? Best segments in wrestling right now for me. Brother inhaling like he's doing drugs every time he makes Otis say no matter what is hilarious, LOL. I would say he's doing the best work on Raw right now, not wrestling. But he's getting over Otis in a big way, and he's getting Otis back to where he was pre-pandemic. So he's doing great, excellent work. That's what makes me very surprised by Fightful's report today that his contract is up in the next week. What is WWE doing?
Who's in charge of that? Who's the talent relations guy?
I know they made that switch over, and they said when they made that switch over from Leggetti or whatever his name is, they said that it was because, he was cutting it too close with all these deals and stuff. But you got Natalya about to be up. You got Gable about to be up. And Becky Lynch is a free agent like in 2 days. And she's taking an extended leave.
I want to say the Becky thing is like two sides mutually agreeing. We're not going to figure it out right now, apparently. Becky, I assume, wants Banks money. As she should. I'm a much bigger star, like Jimmy told you all. You all didn't listen. As far as Gable goes, that's jarring to me. That feels like something we should have handled already. Or somebody should tell Triple H we don't have handled. You probably should use them as high profile as you've been using them. I don't know where this is going to go.
This is like so many times in this year that I've been like, did Triple H know? Did Triple H know about this first? Like, what's going on?
He's over here versus Sammy, and then we do Gable and Otis. Nigga's not gonna be here tomorrow.
It's like, damn, I forgot. We got King Potato who says, "Hey guys, don't mind us trying to pay off and silence a sexual assault victim. Here is a cool and fun partnership with TNA. Look, it's Jordan Grace, guys."
Has anybody ever seen King Potato and Frantic World in the same room?
We see him in the same. We see him in the same chat.
We need some timestamps. I need some timestamps.
And Eric Isaacs, this is just a bait. This is just bait. I don't even think. Man, you didn't believe it so much. You spelled better wrong. You spelled better and forbidden wrong. There's two words that you usually would have gotten right, but you didn't believe this comment so much you spelled it wrong. Saying WWE and TNA got the better forbidden door than AEW and New Japan.
That's hysterical.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. Once again, thank you so much, Will. You're on a
They
roll
go
today.
on Twitter. I don't see how this is going to work. This is absolutely ridiculous, Sid.
Will says, every time I hate AEW saying this is where the best wrestle, it feels like the guy trying to make his girl believe he's not a cheater anymore.
It's a weird catchphrase.
It is.
I'd lose that. Like, where the big boys play, like, sounds Diddy-ish today, but it was solid back then.
Diddy-ish.
Yeah, like, we're the best wrestler. It's too on the nose. You need something a little more like metaphorical.
Yeah. We also got another super chat donation, this time from the good brother Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. As always, we appreciate the support.
Let's fucking go.
Chuck says, how long do you think Mercedes is going to lean into this babyface character?
Too long already. Already too long. Already, I thought we fixed this. I thought we cleared this up. Apparently not. At least through Forbidden Door would be my answer. Just good.
Because you're basically you're booking yourself into a corner here. But I think that the reason why they leaned into it last night is because Forbidden Door with Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer is going to be the heel in that matchup. And also, I think that maybe they keep Willow off of TV a little while longer so they can do a Statlander Mercedes program.
Really? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was hoping that they put them together. But you're probably right.
Yeah. We also got here another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Once again, Will is on a roll. We appreciate you as always.
You fucking Mark! How dare you say that promo he gave on fucking Sunday was his best promo ever? Stop it. You fucking Mark is way up there.
Will said, and it was in this building that they were in last night, Kia Ford, Los Angeles. Will Chisholm saying the only way I see Jordynne Grace winning the title is if the end game is Julia taking the title from her. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I would do that. Honestly, I think that Jordynne Grace, the reception to her debut on NXT was too big. That how are you going to deny that and have her lose in 13 days after that to Roxanne?
I'm sorry. Some things don't look right visually. That's one of them. Sorry. No disrespect. Sorry. No disrespect. I don't see it.
I think if Roxanne wins, it's going to be like in a cheap way. It's going to be like a roll up with her foot on the ropes or something like that.
Yeah, but I like that Julia idea. Unless she's fighting somebody else somewhere else.
She's still wrestling in Japan, but the current plan that we've heard for the last couple of weeks is that she's going to be facing Roxanne at Heatwave in July. But she just got surgery for a fractured wrist that she injured just last week.
Yeah, maybe you should stop putting your fucking fists inside people's skulls. Fucking psychopath. Jesus. Fuck. I saw a couple of her matches. I was like, yo, what the fuck? This bitch is out of her mind. I'm here for it.
Josh saying how they handle that match will be interesting. I personally would give Jordan the title, and as you said, have Julia win upon her return. So we got another person who agrees with that. We also got Power Driver Finisher who says, we have a saying as Mexicans, we're like crabs in a bucket, dragging each other down, trying to get to the top.
We can certainly relate, Czar. We can certainly fucking relate.
This is true. Negroes are the same way. We also got Josh who says the Gable Alpha Academy segment this week was bad. The belt whipping part, particularly. They didn't do the belt whipping part.
Bad? Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I thought Gable was great. I think Gable's great in this role.
Okay, fantastic. Sammy was maybe not his usual self. He was fine. He was good as per usual.
Yeah.
Maxine was fine. Get the fuck out of there.
Big Man Dog says AEW saying we're the best wrestler has the same energy as Punk saying I love you guys.
I love you guys. No, I love you guys. All right.
I would never forget that first promo. I love you. I love you guys.
It's like, oh, what kind of ritual shit is this?
He's like that one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. You know, so God. Another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Will's like, I'm making up for lost time. It's the end of the month. He's like, I'm trying to get you guys to your quota. Thank you, Will. We always appreciate the support as the story.
But don't push me. That's Tupac.
Oh, Stokely.
So glad that it seems like he has a role that's going to see him on TV regularly. And in like 2 minutes, he had one of my best parts of the whole entire show last night.
Goddamn right.
Speaking of which, we got to get into AEW Dynamite. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm bugging. It's been a long day. I told you this beforehand. But Will says, remember when we thought the person who attacked Mercedes was Jamie or Britt? Nope, it's just Sky Blue.
It was I as SP3 could attest, I was so annoyed. I was like, what? It's Sky Blue? Are you fucking serious? Oh, boo. Throw this whole thing away.
I was like, I thought it was gonna be Statlight.
Right?
No, it's Sky Blue.
Okay. Yuck. Boo. Boo.
Very, very, very much boo. Boo. Why are we doing this? But yes, let's talk about AEW Dynamite, which last night was from Los Angeles, California, the Kia Forum. What did you think about the crowd last night for Dynamite?
Fine, I think. Or bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember there. I'm not sure.
I thought they were good. Los Angeles is one of their better crowds whenever they're at the Kia Forum. I think they always try their best to have a good show. And honestly, I would say on paper, last night's show did not look like it was going to be a good show, but I think the crowd helped it to get over the mark.
I'm not mad at that thing. That's about right.
The show kicked off with our new AEW TBS champion, Mercedes Mone, coming down. Balloons were in the ring as she was here for a TBS title celebration. Monet told the crowd to say hello to the CEO and the new TBS champion. And she asks, was it worth the wait? As Monet, she says, as Monet changed everything at Double or Nothing, she said they celebrated the in-ring return of the greatest of all time, me. Oh my God, you're so such a heel. You're such a heel. Monet said she and Nightingale tore the house down, but Nightingale, girl, you are way too nice. As she could have told her Chris Statlander and that sneaky Stokely Hathaway would screw her over. When Nightingale comes back better than ever, she wants her to kick their asses, but being the face of TBS puts a huge target on her back, which leads to that target growing as we see Sky Blue show up on the big screen after the lights cut. She says that she has a big surprise for Mercedes. We cut to footage from weeks ago as Mercedes was attacked, and I think a vibrator was stuck between her legs as she was moaning very awkwardly on the floor after an interview with Alex Marvez. Blue said that was some of her best work, and she is only getting started. She then showed up behind Mercedes, dropped her with a TKO before raising the TBS title with her knee on Mercedes' throat. But we would think that, okay, regular AEW would say, okay, they did this segment to set up a title match for next week. No, we were pleasantly surprised as maybe like 20 minutes later, Tony Schiavone, well, on commentary during the next matchup, Tony Schiavone said, we have an announcement from Tony Khan coming up. And then Tony Schiavone gets on the microphone and announces that later tonight, it will be Mercedes Moné defending the AEW TBS championship against Sky Blue. For all my issues with, Mercedes kind of leaning more towards the babyface character that wasn't working, I would say the reveal that this matchup was happening on the show made me be like, okay, fair enough on the opening segment.
This was like these poor, very, very poor man's version of how I felt about when The Rock whispered in Cody's ear. As you know, I think I was the only person in America that was upset. It's like, this is stupid. I don't need to go weeks to figure out what the fuck Rock whispered in his goddamn ear. Find out at the end of the night. Great. Same thing here, except before that, Mercedes said a whole bunch of nothing that made no sense with her previously established character. Why she's now completely okay with Willow and giving her fucking pep talks when she just hated her fucking guts 12 times. Why? Because she won the belt? Now all of a sudden we can be nice? This is fucking insane. I'm so annoyed. I'm just so bothered. I thought we figured this out. She's a heel. She's clearly a heel. And I gotta be honest, she's probably a heel in real life. No offense. But quite a few people appear to be better that way when they're like that way in real life. I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm not saying they're awful people, just more on the healer side. Randy Orton, Triple H. I'm not gonna mention Vince because that was my point. But you know what I mean? Punk. Who else? There's a bunch of them. You get the point. Jay White, I assume.
Michaels.
Trying to avoid the awful people. I didn't say Vince. I didn't say coked up Sean. I didn't say these people. Who are a little more rugged. I'm a little annoyed by her saying she's the best ever as babyface. As a heel, it's fine. On Twitter, it's fine. She's on the short list. Not Jesus. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 people who could fit the bill. She's on the list. It's one of the greatest ever. She can say it. Feel free.
It just comes off your big heel every time you say it.
Jesus.
But I mean, I think they wanted to kind of just get this out the way or tie up that loose end. And I mean, hey, we got it all done in an hour. So, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. We got Big Man Does. It says people who coped about how the attack on Mercedes was all a ruse and that she did these bad sports entertainment segments to trick people are not eating good right now.
That's what I was thinking. She sounds like Jericho, except not on purpose. Was it worth the wait? Oh, this bitch. Oh, get out of here! What the fuck?
Yeah, it did feel like they were just tying up the loose end, and whatever the original plan was for that attack, they scrapped it.
Absolutely.
Maybe it was Julia, but she's injured.
Maybe. Yeah. Sky Blue was like the worst option.
It's like, oh, we don't have Julia, so here, Sky, you do the thing.
Right. It was
Rikishi. And she could at least showed like they could have done something where they like showed her like turning off the light before like something to reveal that it was her. Like no, they just replayed what we already saw. They just replayed what we already saw.
Oh, that would look so awkward. It cut to a completely different segment. Like, it's like when they show that video of Christian watching the match. Nigga, we know that was from before. Would you stop it?
We see earlier today the Young Bucks, Kashiko Okada, arrive in their big car while the scapegoat Jack Perry arrives in the scapegoat bus. They then showed a big video package of Double or Nothing and all the notable winners and happenings that took place. I want them to do stuff like this more often. So there's kind of like just, okay, this happened, just a big, and it's kind of what WWE used to do like during the Attitude Era, like highlight. They used to do the pictures, but AEW shows us highlights, which is the same difference.
Agreed. It's so simple. Just do it. It's not that complicated.
It's not that complicated at all. And I will give them credit because I don't count that as a segment. Swerve was in the second segment after his successful tag title defense.
Counts for something, I suppose.
Hey, improvement from the last pay-per-view. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. He was in a one-on-one action in a House of the Dragon Whose House match. That is what they announced this as.
What?
That is what they announced this as. The HBO show House of the Dragon was a promotional tie-in as it was Swerve Strickland going one-on-one with Killswitch, kind of like an epilogue of his rivalry with the Patriarchy after wins over Nick Wayne and Christian Cage at Double or Nothing. Strickland avoided the power game early, went after the leg of Killswitch. Strickland really worked for, but ultimately connected with a draping neck breaker off of the apron at one point. Killswitch blocked a pump kick from the apron and sent Strickland crashing into the steel steps very hard at one point. Killswitch then controlled throughout the entire commercial break, but Strickland locked in a desperation triangle into a rolling flatliner. Strickland followed up with an uppercut off the top rope, which always looks nice in his little dance afterwards. He then hit an impressive-looking brainbuster on Killswitch. Killswitch was able to avoid the big pressure and hit a headbutt in midair off of a rolling Strickland. He connected with a chokeslam, but Swerve was able to kick out. He grabbed the steel chair, but Nana was able to rip it away before Killswitch punched it out of Nana's hand, hurting the poor man's hands. Swerve hit some pump kicks and then followed up with a swerve stomp off the apron onto Killswitch. Back in the ring, Killswitch went for the extension a lariat, but Swerve countered with a bounce back German suplex. He then connected with a house call, went up to the top rope for the swerve stomp, got the 1, 2, and a big kick out by Killswitch, which got a big reaction from the fans. But then Swerve served up a genuine house call right to the head of Killswitch for the 1, 2, 3. I mentioned it to you and I said it on social media. I like the fact that we've seen over the last couple of weeks that Swerve has been more leaning towards the house call as his finisher, especially after that. One of the best house calls ever was at Double or Nothing with that one on Christian with the spear. I don't know if you've seen the still shot of that, which looked amazing, but the house call is more of an effective kill shot instead of the contrived setup of the swerve stomp. So I like the fact he's leaning towards the house call, and it gave Killswitch a big moment where he looked strong kicking out of the swerve stomp here. But he did not look strong in the post-match as Nana did his swerve dance and handed the AEW World Champion a pair of scissors as he cut the locks of Killswitch, getting a measure of revenge after Killswitch ripped out one of his dreadlocks a few weeks prior. Swerve has completely closed this chapter on the patriarchy after this win over Killswitch. I thought it was a good match, and like I said, Killswitch got to look strong kicking out the swerve stomp here. So
Why?
I liked it.
But why though? But why? But Killswitch,
you got to make him look strong when they eventually, after like the next year, do that matchup with him and Christian when he finally leaves the patriarchy.
Wait. Swerve's an idiot. Why? First of all, that setup is heinous for the swerve stomp. It looks worse every time, especially when you see him do it without the top rope setup, where it just looks violent. This is just stupid. Everybody looks dumb as they sit there and wait like a jackass instead of, I don't know, rolling, anything, crawling away slowly, anything,
or not sitting up at all.
Yes, leave that cocksucker on the top rope. You just lay there. Fuck it. You'll move eventually. And then he cuts off fucking his hair. So we see the hair is attached to his fucking mask. So what, you ruined his mask? Didn't we see the horns he cut off his mask before? He just buys another one. He's not an actual dinosaur. Why is Swerve an idiot? This stinks. I'm sorry. The match in and of itself was fine. I was so bothered by everything else. I was like, what are we doing? Listen, nice close of the chapter, as you said. More house calls. Yay, positivity. But like, throw this whole thing away.
We got Josh Madlock who says, this was a nice wrap up his feud with the patriarchy match. I had the same response as Nana when Killswitch kicked out of the swerve stomp. House call should be his primary finisher. It looks great.
It does.
Great there.
He's got great torque to it.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. His swerve stomp when he does it standing, it's better than the top rope one.
It looks fantastic.
It always looks great, and no one does that as a finisher. I wish he would do that as a finisher as well. That's the swerve stomp.
Please and thank you.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. We got Big Man Does. He says, Killswitch is one of my many part-time mid-card jobbers having 3 matches a year.
I was saying he's about to get released. Or not released. What does AEW do? Not return your phone calls for 3 months till your contract runs out.
No, wait till you get injured and then forget about you. Next up, we got what always is a guaranteed home run for an episode of Dynamite. Jon Moxley backstage and a camera in his face. Jon Moxley puts over the experience of his opponent tonight, Rocky Romero, who he faced in an IWGP World Heavyweight Title Eliminator matchup. Moxley said, "It's a dumb idea to take this match, though, with such a bad arm like he has, but that's what champions do. They show up instead of pissing away at Disneyland." He says, "I'm going to do that tonight and beat Rocky Romero. Then I'm going to go to Osaka and beat Evil at Dominion. And then I'll be in Kurgan Hall for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. And then I'll be right back here because it'll be the same as it's always been. He'll stand at the top of New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, and anywhere else he damn well pleases." Knocks it out the park every single time. He made me interested in the match that I knew the result of already.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if The Rock can do that, but this was a really good promo. He's always a really good promo. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, he's gonna crush it. It is what it is.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the Rocky Romero matchup. I'm talking about the Evil match.
Oh.
Maybe interested in that one. But that was good. We'll get to that. But we got next up. We mentioned it earlier. It's time for TV time with the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho. Oh my God. This is one of the all-time best sets for a talk show I think I've seen in wrestling. This shit looks like the set of freaking South Park. Like this so ridiculously comical. Oh my God, the giant tree that looks like it was made by an elementary school for an elementary school play. There's also grass in the ring. And he's got the Jerathon 3000 from the highlight reel, which makes it great. Oh my God. Bill said if there's one thing Jericho has taught him, it's even though leaves may come down in the fall, they always grow back in the spring. Stronger and brighter than ever. Jericho thanks the big redwood and also the fans, the branches. He calls the fans the branches that have sat under the Learning Tree. Jericho crackles about how tough his title defense at Double or Nothing was. He says gives it up to Hook and Shibata. He says he says that he wants to thank Big Bill for coming up with the idea of the Learning Tree University t-shirt, which is already a top seller at Shop AEW. Thank you, Branches. He eventually introduces a person that wants to sit under the shade of the Learning Tree, and he introduces the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. Brian Keith gets into the ring, and Jericho asks what made Keith want to get sucked into the Jericho vortex and become a disciple of the Learning Tree. Keith is angry, and he is black. He says he recognizes the lack of respect for Chris Jericho in AEW and couldn't believe more didn't jump at the opportunity to be under the Learning Tree. The crowd tells Keith to shut up, and he says they're all lucky to breathe the same air as Jericho, who tries to calm Keith down. He says, calm down. The lesson learned today is if you want something, you go and grab it. As Jericho calls him a bad man, he said, and Big Bill says, well, he might be a bad apple. Oh my God! He is the bad apple of the Learning Tree. Jericho says that he can stay under the Learning Tree as long as he wants. This brings out the music of Hook, who comes out. He storms to the ring, but Jericho already has security guards just in case that Hook takes out with some suplexes. But before he can get into the ring, we hear the music of Samoa Joe, who has been in backstage segments over the last couple of weeks with Hook and Shibata. And this time he has a big stare down with Hook, but he leans in and he whispers something to Hook, and he finally seemingly gets through to Hook as Hook points at Jericho and then leaves behind Samoa Joe. Jericho then signs us off and he says, thank you all. This has been TV time with the Learning Tree. I don't know. I swear. I love him. I love him so much these days. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. It's weird for me. What did you think about this segment here?
This was so ridiculous. If you were tuning in, you didn't know what wrestling was, or you haven't watched wrestling in years, you tuned in, you would think it's awful. But if you've been watching and you get he's being ridiculous, it's hilarious to me. Like, all of this is funny to me. All of it. Including fucking Brian Keith losing his mind and perpetuating every stereotype known to man.
I messaged you immediately. I was like, I am so here for Brian Keith being the angry black man of the learning tree. And then they called him the bad apple, which made it even better.
It's like, he's the bad apple? All right. Sure, of course. He does look distinctly different from you two. Fair enough. I gotta be honest. Joe with Hook, as soon as I figured it was going to happen, I'll stop it. Brian Keith saved the entire segment. It was amazing before he got there. He simply learned from the learning tree.
He just added to it.
Yeah, but as soon as I
look at Big Red Dogs. Only 3/4 star segment. Absolute banger.
As soon as I saw Joe and Hook, I was like, yes, this makes sense to me. This is fantastic. Then he whispers to him. You listen to Joe because it's fucking Joe. He's already fucked you up. It just works. I'm here for it. This is fucking great. Even if you hate that learning tree stuff, the Joe Hook stuff is a nice hook, so to speak.
Absolutely. Because they started off the freaking storyline with it seeming like Hook was going to become a part of the Jericho Daddy Daycare, but instead he's going to the Samoa Joe Daddy Daycare? Absolutely. We haven't done that yet. Yes. Let's see how that works for him. I think that would be a much improvement.
Let's get Hook 3 signed.
I think it depends on how this whole storyline pans out. I don't know. We gotta wait and see. And honestly, I've said it before. I think that the best move for Hook's career is to go to NXT.
I mean, we're in agreement there. Joe can't be here forever. Can't hold Joe's hand forever. I have to go to actual daycare.
Absolutely. You gotta go to actual kindergarten. Like,
yeah.
That's what you do.
Really gotta go. Sorry.
Josh Matlock said, would I miss Jericho if he wasn't on TV? No. But if he's going to be on TV, this is what I want. I pop almost every learning tree segment. We're on the same page, Josh Matlock. like I like the online like vitriol for Jericho just being in AEW. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I understand with the pay-per-views, maybe you don't want him on that. That makes sense. He has the worst matches on the pay-per-view. I've said that. I stated that. We all stated that on the Double or Nothing review. But as a weekly character, I'm here for it.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Frantic World saying, I have to agree with you, SP3. Oh my God, we turned Frantic World around. Frantic World, who's been against Jericho this whole time. He says, I have to agree with you, SP3. This Chris Jericho thing was funny. It got Brian Keith TV time. They got me.
Where were you on Sunday? I wanted you to justify Brian Keith's existence. You got time today. I want you to justify Brian Keith's existence. Why do you like him? Please. And I will allow angry black men. That's fine. Yes.
Big Man Dog says Big Bill has huge multi-level marketing scheme energy. Yes, he does. He's like, who wants TV time? I know I do.
He's fantastic. He feels like he knows this is all ridiculous, but it's gonna get me over. So I'm gonna stand next to Chris Jericho.
He's gonna give me time every week. Yep, I'm gonna say it next to Chris. Big Man Dog says, I love Jericho wearing who wants a t-shirt. He's like Oprah. He's throwing it into the crowd, but then he just puts it on the turnbuckle because he was just advertising it.
I can't. I'm so curious about the rating this week, mostly for Jericho. I want to see what it looks like.
Yo, we all know. I can't wait for you to send me the chart and be like, once again, Jericho, top 3, he's rated segment. Always in the top 3. Keep watching this segment. Keep watching the ratings because it's totally different from the online discourse. But After a brief mess up by Excalibur, who had a bunch of them on the show, we kicked it over to Stephanie Becker video package with Excalibur putting her over as the reigning CMLL Women's Champion as well as New Japan Strong Women's Champion. With the Forbidden Door on the horizon, he asks, "What can we expect from Becker in AEW?" I thought this was a nice video package to introduce Becker, and I was like. After they announced the matchup, I was like, well, she has to show up now after the matchup because you did the video package to introduce her.
Indeed. She's signed with AEW? Like she's here?
No, she signed to CMLL, but she has been working a lot in New Japan and Stardom. So this is going to be her AEW intro.
Gotcha. Fair enough. So the first match was good. I enjoyed it. On the shorter side.
That match put her on the map, really. Like that's where I finally saw her for the first time.
Oh my god! I'm stuck in the vortex. I feel the same way about Moxley and Takeshita and Gunther and Orton. Where I watched that match, just went, it's good, but that's it. But that's it. A star was not born. It was a good match. Yeah.
But you have to understand, it's the stage. When you're in CMLL, it's a Mexican promotion. You're only seen by the Mexicans there, and they go crazy in Arena, Mexico. But a lot of people are not going to be watching it in the States, or even though they put most of their shows on YouTube. She was on a New Japan show against one of the biggest female wrestlers in the world, in Mercedes Moné, and had a good performance. So even if it was good, it might have not been great to you. It was good. It put her on the map.
Fair enough.
Next up, we get the aforementioned IWGP World Heavyweight Title Eliminator matchup as Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero, he's never going to win any of these matches. So I'm just convinced that every time we see him, he's taking the loss. But man, he's so good. He's so good. He maximizes his minutes. And I like the story of the matchup with him going. His work on the arm was really well done. Like he was stretching out the arm over the ropes. He was doing different type of submission. He does the top rope Guji Katami arm breaker and locks on the arm bar afterwards. Romero snapped at the bad arm back a bit. He did a rolling arm bar out of the corner. Moxley got his feet and started stomping his head to break free. Desperation kicks. He then hit a discus lariat from Moxley, which led to him finally finishing off Romero, picking him up, hitting the Death Rider to pick up the 1-2-3 as he once again wins an eliminator matchup, and it's making it feel like it's even hard to get a shot at Jon Moxley now because he's won back-to-back eliminator matchups. So I like that they're keeping Moxley strong on the way to Forbidden Door, which I'm sure he's going to have a big matchup probably against either Naito or Zack Sabre Jr.
I really wish they didn't have fucking Ospreay and Swerve on this card, because now I gotta look it up to watch that one match and skip the rest of these when I usually just skip all of them.
That's another, like, on the positive of the Ospreay Swerve matchup. I was like, I know Jimmy's not gonna miss this. I know. All they have to do is get me 2 more matches for Jimmy to watch, and maybe I could pencil him.
No Willow. This is gonna be a rough go of it. This was a good match. It's Rocky, so you can't take any of this shit seriously. He also just beat Takeshi up on arm, so we can't even take the arm stuff seriously. Just go. That's enough.
He felt the arm very well, though.
Yeah, his selling is on point for these 2 matches. So on point. They should have lost to fucking Takeshi.
Yeah. I agree with you on the Takeshita point, but this is probably the best I've seen Moxley sell ever.
Yes, he's almost worthy of the horse shit he be saying online. I'm the best wrestler. I'm the most underrated wrestler ever. I'm gonna be appreciated when I'm gone. Would you stop it? Now this nigga is fucking Chris Benoit or Kurt Angle. Would you knock it off? Enough of you. Shut up.
Renee Paquette backstage approaches Samoa Joe and Hook, who said that they learned their first lesson tonight from the learning tree. They do not exist on others' time. Truly dangerous men are on their own time. Man, this picture right here just looks badass. They look like a badass duo right here.
Right? Looks like that's his kid.
And it's very appropriate when you know the history of Taz and Samoa Joe from the TNA run.
Right?
It's like different generations. Like Taz is the grandfather, Joe is the son, and Zook is the grandson.
You get a hard time convincing people that Taz was the badass with what he does on TV. Jesus fucking Christ, Taz is awful. I'm sorry. Fucking Dragonfly Jones. Jones. Who told me this shit is cute? This shit's just annoying. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is badass. I'm here for this. I'm here for all of this. I don't know how long this lasts. 3 months. I'm here for it. Please and thank you.
Annika agrees. He says, I've been waiting for this, wanting this since their match in January. Samoa Joe with Hook. Let's go. We also got Frantic World. He says, I can't wait for Mercedes versus Stephanie 2. We also got Annika. It says, Stephanie looks like a killer. And I said it to Jimmy, and I said it in our True Hill Heat group chat. I was like, it's going to be Mercedes versus Hispanic Mercedes.
Very true.
If you've seen enough Stephanie Vaquer matches, you know, I legitimately, after watching her on her last 2 title defenses on New Japan shows, I was like, yo, she works like 2015 Sasha Banks.
Right?
It's just a level of vitriol to everything she does in the ring. I love it.
How old is Mercedes? 32?
I think 30, 31.
Jesus, she feels like an old head. Yeah, I'm here for it. I want to see that match.
Absolutely. We also got here, Josh Matlock says, Mox beats one of the best, Takeshita, with one arm. If you weren't putting Takeshita over, then don't do the arm spot. That and Orange winning at Double or Nothing still makes me mad. Yes, especially with the next segment of that last one, I agree.
Oh my God, it just looks even worse. It's not worse. It makes no fucking sense. What are we doing? Why? Huh? Loves Orange Cassidy. It's fucking weird.
That's also a good point. Taz and the entire Dynamite team has gotten way too comfortable on commentary. Because myself, because I'm in the UK, I was watching the Fight TV feed. So that means no commercial break. So I hear the nonsense they say during commercial break. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's real. It gets even worse. Y'all are not. The people watching in these states and watching the TBS feed, you're not even getting the worst of this team.
Where is fucking Nigel? Save Nigel.
Nigel. Nigel is like, oh my God, why are you not putting Nigel on the biggest show? You should put your best commentator on the biggest show.
But these losers, fucking Meltzer's dummies, they like Excalibur. Has he won that fucking award how many fucking times in a row?
Multiple times.
How many times lost his award and Excalibur didn't? Are you fucking serious? You hate Triple H less than you hate fucking Nigel or Michael Cole or something? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? Knock it off.
I did hear that, Kid Potato. He legitimately got mad at Tony for calling him dude. It was like, what are y'all arguing about? This has nothing to do with what I'm watching. What are y'all talking about?
I'm sorry, Tony's
Excalibur and Tony Schiavone could not get the title right in this episode.
That's not their fault. There's 100 fucking belts on this show. What do you want us to do? Excalibur's hilarious. He goes TNT international champion. No, nigga, that's also wrong. That's also incorrect.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Oh
belts. Shit. Yes, I don't understand how you can hear that team and not put them on Dynamite. How do you not put Nigel and Ian on Dynamite? They are the best team in AEW.
Because they're not
even Ian and Caprice on ROH is better.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's because they need this job. And they're not friends with the boss. Like, yeah, we're here to work, motherfucker. This is work. Jesus.
I'm so annoyed with that commentary thing. But next up, we get Don Callis. And if you want to talk about, like I said, I think Jericho is changing go away heat into genuine heat. When you want an example, Chris Jericho, of genuine heat, Don Callis. in the ring. Oh my God, yo, it's new. It's like he's still like, we remember when he was first getting this reaction this time last year, and we were like, oh man, this is on the level of Dom. Dom doesn't even get this type of reaction anymore. Like, if you've really been watching.
Jesus.
Don Callis is in the ring. He's booed out the building as he announces Orange Cassidy to the ring. Orange comes out and he says when he sees Orange, he sees himself. Excalibur said the last person to be booed this loud in the Kia form was Larry Bird. Cassidy came to the ring and Callis said this was the moment everyone was waiting for. He called Cassidy a star in the industry and presents him with a contract to join the Don Callis family, saying that he already filled out everything for him. Cassidy then slowly takes the contract, he holds it up, and he very, very slowly rips it in half. As Callis picks up the pieces of the contract, Cassidy finally gets on the mic, and he simply says, Don, no. He then tries to leave the ring. Callis spins him around and says, no one says no to Don Callis. Cassidy then takes his glasses off before Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander walk out from the back. Hathaway said that there's nothing about Cassidy he likes, and he is the #1 hater in AEW. He says, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress. He says, as he's just like Willow Nightingale. Statlander then says, on behalf of her best friend, he happily accepts Don Callis's offer to join his family. In comes Trent Beretta, who appears out of nowhere. He blasts Orange Cassidy from behind, and he lays him out with fists, busting him open the hard way with punches right to the skull. Hathaway and Statlander are laughing on the ramp as they act like they're a little bit surprised by this attack. Beretta then busts open. Like I said, Cassidy, he screams that he hated him before he looks at Don Callis, who is now in the corner, and he opens his arms. And Don gives the people what they want as he hugs Trent Beretta. They do the zoom out and everything, which was hilarious. What many people expected to happen all along in this storyline has happened. Trent Beretta is the newest member of the Don Callis family. They stand over the broken body of Orange Cassidy as Cassidy is left with no friends at all. So, in a vacuum, this is a good segment. It's a good segment. It got a good reaction. The fans reacted to it big. They got the boost that they wanted. You got Statlander to close the loop of her involvement in all of this as well. This checked a lot of boxes in my eyes. It's just everything that has happened in this storyline, from Trent power driving Orange Cassidy on the steel steps on. I have hated a lot of this ever since then. And like, it still does not make any sense. Like, if Orange is going to win at the pay-per-view, then Trent should have won that first match.
Yes.
Because then this all makes sense. Trent wins the first match. He furthers the attack afterwards, and Don comes in and saves Orange Cassidy, bringing him away. And then Cassidy gets the fluke win at the pay-per-view, and Trent leaves like he's retiring to only come back and join the Don Callis family here. This story would have made so much more sense if Trent wins that first match.
But he didn't. And he power drove Orange Cassidy on the steps, and Orange Cassidy got back the fuck up. Who the fuck are you to accept a contract into my family when you suck and I haven't offered you one? How dare you? Excuse you? What? Why would he want Trent? Realistically, why would he want Trent? That's so fucking stupid. I enjoyed the segment. If I turn my brain and just watch it for what it is.
Yeah.
But listen, Statlander is still the best part of this. And for obvious reasons, Stokely's hilarious. Statlander. Now she's not standing next to Will, I can focus on Statlander. She's delicious.
I think someone earlier in the show said, can't wait for Jimmy to arrive at the milk truck for Statlander.
Right? Me and Swerve, first in line. I'm sorry to tell you, boy. Dr. Umar is going to have to be fucking mad at me. Good Lord.
We got King Potato who mentions that. So Stat just looks amazing, incredible. I don't know how she just looks better and better every week, but she does. Ever since she's been leaning more heel, like she's dressing more heel, and now she's completely a heel. Yeah, she is turning up the sex appeal, I see.
Good Lord. Who's she with? Is it Max Caster?
What, in real life? For real?
Yeah. She was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not with them.
I didn't know that.
I think it's Max Caster.
I always thought it was orange because of the on-screen thing, but
maybe. I don't know.
But we got also in the chat, yeah, we got a bunch of people who's just like Nigel is great. Don Callis has been great on commentary as well too. Yeah, I agree with that.
Callis is really good.
I think that's the move when the Don Callis family completes its whole thing, or when Tony just says, "Oh, fuck it, it's the firm. I don't care anymore." That would be the move. That would be the move, is to move Don to the commentary table for Dynamite.
Who you get rid of? I'd say all of them, but they I think they'll just do 4 people.
Tony don't need to work both shows.
I don't need to work at all.
No, but especially not both shows, though. I'm willing to compromise with you, but just like move Tony the hell off the. You need a heel announcer, and Don being there will help Taz lean more heel as well, because all Taz needs is someone to manipulate him, so he'll be good. So yeah,
he needs a babysitter, somebody to keep him on track. What's he supposed to be doing? Right, I'm working. This is a hangout session with Excalibur.
Absolutely. King Potato says bigger heat magnet than Jericho by miles. Callis gets genuine heat. People don't want to see him, and also they want to see him get his ass kicked at the same time, which is where the 2 points meet and you get genuine heat.
Indeed, it's fantastic.
We got Big Man Does this. Don Callis should have said, "I appreciate the effort, Trent, but I think I'm gonna pass."
So who's in the family right now? It's Ospreay, it's Trent, Takeshita. I'm missing one. Oh, right, Kyle Fletcher,
Hobbs, and Fletcher.
Right.
Hobbs is injured, so
that group should be fantastic. It just isn't.
Like it's the parts are great, but you put them together and it's like, how does this work?
Sorry.
John, it's like the Phoenix Suns of this year. It's like, yeah, you put Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker on the same team. It should work out great. Nope, not in practice.
Not at all. What the fuck? That's a shame.
And fucking Trent is Nurkic. We got Josh Matlock that says getting Trent with the Don Callis family makes sense. How they went about it made no sense
at all. Not even a little bit. No. I really wish it was the Book of the Year, so I could say Book of the Year at every stupid segment. Can't even do that anymore.
I'm like Eric Isaacs. I think you may have topped your last comment. He says Statlander is like Fallon Henley in NXT, a babyface who has been beaten up and jobbing for her friends before finally turning heel, and a me first attitude too. I wonder if Chris joined the Don Callis family.
Well, you shit on him. Is he right? Is that what Fallon Henley did?
No, I when I actually read the comment, I was like, okay, I see how you made it make sense. I just would not compare Fallon Henley to Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander turned heel, and she's in a much better position than she was previously. Fallon Henley turned heel, and she's in the exact same position she was previously.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I was like, whoa, you might have topped it, because I only read that first part. I apologize. You did make sense of it. Eric Isis. We got Big Man Dogs. He says, I was going to say, I don't know if Statlander's promo have actually improved or if I just think she looks good.
Right? No, listen to what she's saying. It's like, oh my God.
Annika says, 1, what did OC do to Statlander? 2, why would Don want Trent after losing to OC twice? What did OC do to Statlander? He wasn't fixing the whole relationship. She was trying to bring them all back together to be best friends again, and OC wanted to fight Trent. So she's saying, I picked Trent over you. And Trent whispered in her ear, maybe we eventually get that tied up. But I always said that Trent probably whispered to her, turn heel on these motherfuckers. Stop letting Willow use you like OC used me.
I mean, we would agree that when it started, Willow was Statlander number 2, and clearly not the case anymore. So maybe that would make sense. I'm not against that idea.
And we got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will.
Listen up, you prick.
You prick.
Will Chisholm says, this is not a good replacement for Will Hobbs.
No, it is not. Trent is not an acceptable fucking replacement for Hobbs. Though they are used about the same. Fucking big, violent guy who accomplishes nothing ever. Get out of there.
We got King Kato says, Jimmy's disdain for Kyle Fletcher is what I live for. Great God.
He's one of those people who I would like if you all shut the fuck up. But you all tell me how fucking great he is. Like, he certainly is not. Would you stop? Would you knock it off? Flips! Oh, right.
If you told Jimmy he's a decent little hand, I think that he would not hate what Kyle Fletcher is.
No, he is a decent little man, yeah.
Decent little hand.
That Paul Burchill's a star. Right. Davey Richards, a real star, I tell you. Right.
I mean, he could have been. He could have been, Davey. Oh, God. Commentary, they announced a huge match for this Saturday's Collision. Will Ospreay will defend the AEW International Championship against Kyle O'Reilly. We saw a preview of that matchup in the first Casino Gauntlet last month, and now we're going to get the one-on-one matchup that Kyle O'Reilly wanted at All In, but we all laughed when he said that.
Did he just lose the edge?
Yes, he did. But he picked up. I think he's won like 3 straight since that.
Oh, Jesus,
but that was like, yeah. But we go backstage to another person who seems that he wants a shot at the international championship. Renee Paquette is backstage with Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Daniel Garcia, who said he's sick of being stuck in the mud in the same place as he's spinning his wheels. Garcia said that it's time to roll up that red carpet that everyone else gets, climb the rankings, and take the international championship. Renee reminds him that Will Ospreay won the international championship at Double or Nothing, and he says respectfully he plans to make Will Ospreay's bags a little lighter when he takes those international trips to and from the United States, and he's coming for the international gold.
Whatever you say, sir. Like, I don't believe you anymore. Yeah, first of all, Matt Menard should be released. Like,
he does commentary now. He does commentary now, and he's working Ring of Honor.
Now, when I say somebody should be released, by the way, I mean they should be released and still get a paycheck. I don't want people mad. You're trying to take away his livelihood. No, I just want him away from me. That's all.
You want him on Ring of Honor full time?
Yes, sure. Daniel Garcia, yeah. Yes, you're not that guy, at least not yet, or Tony Khan doesn't view you that way. Because you keep getting pushed and you get a breakthrough, and then he goes, not yet. Not yet. Right, then when?
Slow down. Slow down, sir. Slow down. We got Big Man Dog saying Daniel Garcia says that he sometimes feels like he's stuck in the same place, and I would say trust your instincts on that.
I feel like I'm stuck in the same. Yeah, there's a reason you feel that way, sir. You haven't moved. I don't know what to tell you.
You haven't moved. Josh Matlock says, I still think DG should have beat Christian at Revolution, not Dynasty, because he was getting over. Now they've buried him. Yeah, they spent too many weeks not doing anything with him after Revolution. That's why he feels buried now.
Maybe he's not that guy. Have you all considered this? That he's 30 pounds lighter than he should be?
He seems like a good guy that I could see with the international championship, with what it was when Roderick had it. But now that it's on the elevation tip of being on Will Ospreay, no, I do not see him being the one to beat Will Ospreay for this time.
I know you're probably against drugs, but you need to get on that Jordan Grace diet, sir. and things will turn around for you. I'm relatively certain. No disrespect. I'm here to help. Here to help.
We are not going to be promoting taking
The words and
steroids
opinions
here,
of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I mean, the best thing that could happen is your career improves dramatically. What's the worst thing that could happen? You kill your wife and kid?
Jesus Christ.
It's a sacrifice. Need to be made.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That was over the top.
Why you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy.
And it's not just steroids. It's steroids and CTE and a whole bunch of shit going on in this fucking life. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong. Nothing to see here. But yes, we got Frantic Rose says, "Wow, SMH."
Listen.
Project Finisher says, "Motherfucker."
Oh, Jesus. All right. That was over the line. CTE, yes. Your fucking brain is scrambled. It's weird. It's almost like fucking landing on your face for 20 years is a bad idea. Yeah, who would have thunk?
Josh Matlock saying maybe DG, Hook, and Ricky Starks should sign with WWE NXT. I feel 2 out of those 3. I don't think Daniel Garcia should sign with WWE NXT in the way of like thinking, oh, that's gonna be the way to improve on my career and stuff like that. I don't think there's too much outside of like teaching him how to do promos and giving him a character that would help him in WWE NXT. And even then, I don't see his ceiling being that high in that company. I think he has a higher ceiling here than he has a ceiling in WWE.
Oh, certainly. Like they have Daniel Garcia's over there. Fucking, I don't know what to tell you. They don't go anywhere because we don't have space. Sorry, Johnny Gargano. Just don't have the room for you. Stay shitty team.
This is why we really want to do the WWE AEW trading system of Hook and Ricky Starks for like Ricochet and who else would we give them from WWE?
DIY. Okay, you know what? DIY is worth a Ricky Starks, and then Ricochet for Hook. I'm losing out on that deal.
Yeah. WWE's losing out on that one. But I'm saying, yo, Ricochet's ceiling in AEW it's like astronomically higher than it is in WWE. Yes.
What's he gonna do in AEW? He's not beating Ospreay. He's not beating Okada. He's not beating who's the other guy?
Ospreay will let him beat him. Ospreay loves that man. He loves that. He's like, you put me on the map. Like, I will.
He probably would.
Here's the international title. Here you go.
This is why we don't let these niggas book. Absolutely not. Dragon booked himself into oblivion. Big dummy. Jesus.
We got old Nutty who says, nah, stand on business, Jimmy.
What am I supposed to think?
I love how you have these supporters.
I don't know.
Nah. Gunther got to stay in WWE. I'm sorry, Power Drive Finisher. I'm sorry.
Gunther's fantastic. He's so good.
He's so good.
And he's gonna fucking save me from the Damian Priest of the world. We got the Jack Perry of WWE, where we gotta make this fucking work because we've tried to make it work. It doesn't work. Let it go. Take the belt off this motherfucker. No, give him a chance. No, fucking no. I gave him a chance. Over. Please.
Eddie James says, let Ricky Starks go to WWE to carry Cody's bags like he wants. Oh shit! Right. Ricky Starks. I will say it is a thin line between Ricky Starks becoming like a big star in WWE, and by big star I mean like Intercontinental Champion, mainstay of the upper mid card type guy, or Cody's Brutus Beefcake.
It's just been such a rough go in AEW. It's worth it. Like, it's worth the risk, whatever the fuck happens.
100%. Ricky Starr is like right behind Hook as far as like number 1, number 2 guy that I say needs to be in WWE on the AEW roster.
Please.
And probably number 3 would be Wardlow.
Right.
Next up, we get the AEW Dynamite debut of Mercedes Moné, in-ring debut of Mercedes Moné as she defends the TBS Championship against Sky Blue. And this was the one match on the show where I was just like, this was the perfect amount of time. This did not need to go any further than this. This was a good showing for both ladies. Moné came out firing, charging at Blue early on, firing up some corner forearms. She hit a nice little handspring arm drag, a drop kick for one. She hit a beautiful looking, crazy looking Meteora off the apron, which she nearly went over Blue's head. That's how far, because I think Blue came too close to the apron. She gave her back inside. Blue started firing off some kicks between the ropes, drape neck breaker to gain control. Moné eventually fired back, hitting a Meteora off the top rope for a 2 count. She hit a backstabber, but Moné took too long to get the cover, so Blue cut her off. She hit a Chicky Nando's kick. Moné was able to avoid a power bomb and hit a Hurricane Rana. Blue responded with a Hertz Donut for a 2 count. Moné dodged the TKO, but Blue then went for a Code Blue, but Moné was able to reverse that into the moneymaker for the 1-2-3 to retain the TBS Championship. Post-match, we got Mercedes celebrating her win when Stephanie Becker walks out onto the stage with the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, and both ladies held up their titles. So you could see this is definitely champion versus champion coming up at Forbidden Door, which I think that Becker has gotten better since that match last year, and I'm expecting this match at Forbidden Door to be great and get a lot of time, since Mercedes, first match in, had the longest AEW women's match of all time.
Jesus, how long was it?
It was 19 minutes.
That's impressive. It didn't feel like 19 minutes. It was a great match.
It did not feel like 19 minutes at all. I just found that out after we did the review. I was like, why? It didn't not feel. What did you think of this matchup and the post match?
Mercedes is really good. Like, almost as good as she thinks she is. Like, that's how good she is. It's like, I keep coming back to the greatest of all time thing because I find it interesting. I don't know who I put in that spot. It probably would be Mercedes. But I feel like if you eliminated Michael Jordan from history, there's like 10 or 12 guys you could argue best ever. Mercedes in the conversation. She's one of these people. And she proves it every time she wrestles. She's fucking fantastic. Even with that wig on, that heinous wig.
Who would you say is in the? We're just gonna do women's wrestlers. I would say Mercedes.
This is greatest or better?
Greatest of all time. Greatest female wrestler of all time. I would say Mercedes in the conversation. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus,
right?
Lita. If you're going to go Japanese, you got Mahani Toyota. You got Bull Nakano. You got Meiko Satomura. Some people would put, like, in the current generation, Mayu Iwatani from Stardom is in that conversation as well. You would think Bianca's in that conversation?
Yeah, because when we talk about greatest,
wow.
To me, when you talk about greatest, I can't deny impact and like legacy. Like Hulk Hogan would be in my top 50 best wrestlers ever, but I don't know how he couldn't be in anybody's top 5 greatest. His impact is insane.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm gun to my head. I'm gonna go Becky for those reasons.
Yes, that's who I said. If it's not Mercedes, it's definitely Becky.
Yeah, I got Becky, and then I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say Charlotte's overrated in the ring. That's strong, but people act like this is gap between her and the field. I don't see the gap. I think Mercedes is just as good.
And it's like ridiculous that for Becky, I feel like Becky has had like a Stone Cold type run the last 6 years. Yeah, like a Stone Cold GOAT level run of I'm going to become this character that becomes the big star, that has the big rise to win the championship at WrestleMania, where I become the number one person in this company. Then she takes off. It's almost like a Stone Cold meets Shawn Michaels type run, where I'm going to take off, I'm going to become a mom and take a year and a half off, and I'm going to come back and put my working boots on and have an even better in-ring run than I did the previous run.
Yeah, it's really fucking impressive. I'm going to go Becky. Yeah, you know what? You just solidified for me. I was pretty much sure, but now I'm definitely sure. Becky, because Impact is pretty far outside of Ronda. There's nobody else who even has a case next to Becky. And
if only Ronda wasn't in that case and she didn't come back in 2022. Honestly, with just her rookie year, Ronda could have been in that conversation too.
She could be in the conversation. No, she could not have easily been the greatest MMA. Knock it off. I'll go with Becky, and then I'm gonna go with Banks, Mercedes. That's my Mercedes. I can't trash the Mercedes.
That's fair. I would give Mercedes number 2. I would give Mercedes number 2 for me.
I will say this conversation will be irrelevant in 5 years because it'll be Rhea by a country mile.
Yeah, if she's on the path that she's on, especially with this whole storyline with Liv and Dom, she's gonna come back as a huge babyface. So yeah. We got in the chat. Josh said, "Solid match that just didn't reach the level I thought it could." I mean, it was only 7.5 minutes.
True, and maybe you all too enamored with the way Sky Blue looks instead of who she is as a wrestler, which is fine.
We got Eddie James who asks, "Can Stephanie Victor speak English?" She speaks some English from the New Japan shows. I think she had like a little bit of a promo with Alex Windsor where she spoke a little bit of English, but her primary language is Spanish. We also got King Potato who says Stephanie is incredible. Saw her live at Windy City Riot. I became a fan instantly. She had a great match with, I think it was Azumi at that show. I'm done with Power Driver Finisher. Will you stop? I will give it to Louie. Gail Kim is in that conversation.
Yeah,
she's in that conversation. If you're the GOAT of any company as far as female wrestler, then you're in the conversation. She's the GOAT of TNA.
I'm not mad at that.
Lita, I'm sorry. Like, no. No. I know she had a big impact in the Attitude Era. I know. But was she the best female wrestler at that time? Or did she not have someone who became a bigger star that was her main rival? That's the one that's a GOAT, not her. Sorry.
So I'm gonna tell you.
I know there are gonna be so many Lita fans who are upset with me. I know. Sorry. We got a super chat donation from the GOAT, Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm, as always.
Listen up, you prick.
Will says Charlotte's problem is she only wants to work pay-per-view, Raw and SmackDown. She don't give a damn. She is very much freaking Hogan in a lot of ways.
Shit. What?
Hogan did not give a fuck about Nitro. Like, I'm talking about Hogan WCW run. He did not give a fuck about Nitro. He gave you bare minimum. It was like 5-minute matches, and then on the pay-per-view, he didn't give a fuck anyway, but he still didn't give a fuck. But at least he showed up and he was a star.
Yes, Charlotte clearly, unless she's getting a pay-per-view bonus, she's just, I'm here to look good, be a star. That's all you'll get from me. Especially if she's losing. She's very much like young Shawn Michaels in that case. If I'm losing, I really give a fuck about this match. Sorry.
Yeah. I mentioned Lita in that conversation, but when I don't know if you noticed, Josh Madlock, but you can go back and see. When I mentioned Lita, I made a face because I was like, it was like one of those.
Yeah, it's just like she's like, it's like mentioning.
I was like, I said Trish, so I guess I gotta say Lita. It was kind of like that. That's what I was thinking.
Sorry, she should.
It's like I said,
when somebody's in your own era, she's not beating Trish.
But notice I mentioned 3 out of the 4 horsewomen because Bailey is clearly the 4th based on popularity.
Bailey had a fantastic run during the pandemic, right?
Yes, she did. She did. She had a great run. She had a great run next to Mercedes. Like the best run of her career, she was in an act with Mercedes. Like,
agreed.
I hate to be that one. I really do. And I love Bailey. I'm a huge fan of Bailey. I was a Bailey mark before much of y'all. But I can't say that her star power is on the same level as the other 3 horsewomen. Everything else she checks the boxes, and she's probably better in some categories than the other horsewomen. But when it comes to star power, drawing power, no. And that's through no fault of her own. Through no fault of her own.
Agreed.
And unfortunately, Annika, Asuka and Kyrie are in WWE who don't value them.
Once Asuka lost to Charlotte,
Asuka they did. Asuka they did until Vince started booking her.
Right. It just killed it. I'm so mad. I'm so annoyed by that. That run was going to be generational. We wouldn't be having this conversation if she beat Charlotte. It'd be Asuka and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah. No. I appreciate you pointing out that I did mention her, Josh Matlock, but I had to specify what I was thinking when I did mention her. I was like, I said Trish, so I gotta say No, I know what you read, Annika. She said Bailey was in the pandemic era with Asuka and Kyrie, but the run that everybody talks about is Bailey and Mercedes dominating the whole thing. They were no one says, oh, it was Bailey and Mercedes, and also Asuka. No, they don't mention them. They don't mention the Kabuki for the pandemic run, especially because Kyrie leaves in July and she's out. She's done. She goes to Japan for a while. But backstage, we get our best moment of the show, in my opinion. Renee Paquette is outside the trainer's room when Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander show up. They run off Renee, who wanted to get a word with Orange Cassidy. Hathaway says that Willow Nightingale is pathetic for being 30 years old and thinking Disneyland is a magical place. Hathaway says the catalyst for all of this was that 4-way matchup a few weeks back in how Statlander told Willow and him she desperately wanted to be the TBS champion again. But Willow didn't listen. But Stokely did. He'll always be the shoulder to cry on, and Statlander has come back from multiple knee injuries while bitches in the back go home for much less. And he's not even talking about the women's division yet. Statlander then takes the mic and says that she did something for herself for once and got booed for it. Statlander has only been there as a bodyguard for people who think she'll just clean up their messes. But she says no longer is she going to be the protector, and now everyone will need protection from her. This is probably Statlander's best promo, and Stokely is just amazing. When Stokely is in his bag, there might not be a better manager in the business today.
Stokely's on a different planet. He's fucking fantastic. I ain't even talking about the women yet. That's crazy. This is so good. I'm so ready for where this goes. I'm a little concerned because they are, Statlander is a woman, so it's a chance we don't see her on Dynamite for the next 2 weeks. She's relegated to Rampage because Tony Storm's doing whatever the fuck on Dynamite. But listen, I'm here for it. This should be splendid if everything goes according to plan. And yes, a great promo from Statlander. We got her just in a face shot. I'm not looking at her body. I can just listen intently. Very good promo. Yes.
Very good promo by her. Stokely, he's just amazing. He's the best. We've been asking for more Stokely for what feels like 2 years. So hey, I'm here for it.
Finally.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. Once again, thank you so much, Will. As always, we appreciate the support.
You don't know shit!
I miss you, Jeff.
Will says it was worse because Vince made Asuka say Charlotte was ready for Asuka. I threw up after I saw that.
Fucking heinous. What the fuck? I mean, I know he's not a big fan of the Japs, but still, what are you doing? Charlotte's blonde. She's tall. Good lord. Oh.
It was really bad. It was really bad. Thank you for the super chat donation. We got Josh Matlock. He said, and yes, this promo was awesome. They both killed it tonight. I agree 1000% there. Next up, we get an MJF video package documenting his return to at AEW Double or Nothing and the legacy of MJF being a AEW World Champion for 406 days. His victories over Bryan Danielson in the longest match in AEW history at AEW Revolution 2023, headlining the biggest show in wrestling history at All In and beating Adam Cole in the main event. His defenses. He defended the AEW World Title more than anyone 10 times last year. This was an excellent history of MJF package. So if you were like a new viewer, a casual viewer, you instantly were like, well, MJF's a big star here, even if this is your first time watching AEW Dynamite. I wish he would have been on the show, but this was a nice substitute for it. And they did announce that next week on AEW Dynamite, MJF will make his official return to AEW Dynamite. But then later on in the show, we got an interesting segment as we get Roosh, who basically calls out MJF and says that he's the star here, not MJF. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns. I was like, I messaged you immediately. I was like, poor MJF just came back from all these injuries, and then put him in the ring with Roosh.
Right. Listen. I'm very curious to see how he's positioned next week. Because I haven't loved MJF's positioning. His return, I didn't love fucking the way he was using on Dynamite. I feel like we might be trying to get some, maybe trying to put MJF in his place here. Luckily, it's MJF, and I don't think he'll stand for it.
I think based on the finish of the main event, I think MJF is the favorite to verse Swerve at All In now.
Ooh.
I think he wins the Owen arc.
You think he's in the tournament?
Yep. I think he's in the tournament. I think he probably faces Roosh in the tournament.
Of course. Fucking, they always do that to fucking tournaments. Oh, what a coincidence.
This worked out nicely. But hopefully it's in the first round instead of how they usually do it, where they put them on the opposite side bracket so we know they're going to face each other.
Here's hoping. I look forward to see whatever MJ's going to do. He's the most talented person in the company. He's the biggest star in the company. I just hope he's used properly. He hasn't been in a long while.
Agreed there. Next up, we get the Young Bucks, Kazuchika Okada, and Jack Perry all getting separate entrances as the Elite are here to celebrate their win in Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing and address the TNT title situation after Adam Copeland announced his serious injury on social media following his cage dive in the barbed wire steel cage matchup against Malachi Black at the pay-per-view. Okada is first on the mic. He hears a few CM Punk chants from the crowd, and he says, hey, shut up, bitches. And they chant his name. They chant Okada and say, oh my God. He's so great. He's the best person in this fucking act. What are we doing? Perry gets on the mic and he gets nuclear heat. He says the Elite run this shit as Tony Khan and Omega picked their dream team, but Perry took his piece of the dragon and pinned one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Bryan Danielson, at the pay-per-view. Nicholas Jackson puts over their Reebok shoes as the highest selling Reebok shoe in years and said that Okada and Perry's performance was so unbelievable at the pay-per-view, they come bearing gifts. The big screen then shows a Lamborghini pulling up to the arena with the Rainmaker on the license plate. And oh my God, Okada is fucking great. He's just great. He says, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Ryan, he says, is this a dream? Is this a dream? And the fans start chanting, you deserve it.
Oh, God.
I started crying at this. Finally, Matthew Jackson, he takes partial blame. He gets on the mic and takes partial blame for what happened to Adam Copeland at the pay-per-view. He said he was at the go position, and he said, go out there and break a leg before the matchup to Adam Copeland, and he actually went out and did that. So he wishes him a speedy recovery, but as EVPs, you must make the tough choices. And therefore, Adam Copeland is stripped of the TNT championship. Thankfully, since they need a champion, the TNT says that they need a new champion, so they know just the guy. Someone who just had the biggest win of his career at Double or Nothing, the scapegoat, Jack Perry. But
like a child.
Comes the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, who walks to the stage. He talks about his severance package a few weeks ago, but he says that now that Tony Khan is back, he has given him his job back and a new title, interim executive vice president. So any announcement he makes will be from Tony Khan. So basically, he is Tony Khan's proxy. Good decision. If Jack Perry wants to be the TNT champion, he will have to earn it. Qualifying matches will take place over the next couple of weeks, and the winners will go on to Forbidden Door to compete for the vacant AEW TNT Championship in a ladder match. He says that the qualifying matches will have no outside interference or seconds at ringside, and the qualifying matches will start this Friday on Dynamite. And I was like, you mean Rampage? In Los Angeles. The Elite were initially upset, but says they're going to go tell Daniels how proud they are to have him back. They get out the ring, but out comes the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass to interrupt and even the odds as the Elite pump their brakes, and the segment ends with a face-off, meaning that we're going to get the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the Elite. Oh, dear Lord, why do they keep pushing the fucking Acclaimed? Why? But other than that, good segment. Okada was gold in this segment to me.
Okada is... There's a shot you used when you were doing the pictures of the four of them together. That looks like a fucking shot out of Lord of the Rings. He's a fucking stand next to three hobbits. The man is gigantic compared to these fucking people. And it's hysterical to look at. He doesn't really speak English, but when he does, it's hilarious. He's got this golden hair. He's a complete dickhead. He's talking shit. This big smile on his face. Then they take the mic and he goes completely fucking stone faced. It's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. He's so much fun. In a vacuum, this is all great. Outside of a vacuum, I have a lot of problems there. I have Jack Perry. I have the Acclaimed. I have Matt Jackson. We won't let this all go. I don't know why. I get why we can't let Matt Jackson go, because Nick won't stand for it, and that's an issue. But Jack Perry, the Acclaimed, are you fucking serious? I even like to give him the TNT title. I'm not sure why it's funny to me. It's just...
I thought that was going to be great. I was like, for all the fighting TNT champions we've gotten, to hand someone that title, that would have been great.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been mad at it. I don't know why. Maybe because there's 100 fucking belts. It doesn't mean much. But hey, whatever. Listen, sure.
Just this delivery of, oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, shut up, bitches. All right, sure.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You think Perry wins this tournament, right?
Yeah, I think he wins the ladder match at Forbidden Door, wins the TNT championship. You got to have the vision. I feel like every heel stable, you got to have the vision of all of them having gold to complete the heel faction.
Frantic World, we need new
Just
material.
is.
Just
Just is what it
push
is.
this go to Chicago thing. It's not funny. It's not clever. Just annoying. Not even annoying in a good way. It's not even Chris Jericho annoying. It's Chris Jericho pre-learning tree annoying. Go away.
Am I Jimmy? Am I Jimmy? He is legit having the best fun of his whole entire career, it feels like.
He doesn't really want to work. I'm not mad at it. Feel free. I'm getting paid just to be a dickhead. Not taking chops, not taking bumps. Fuck it. Have fun. Sure.
They gotta get a black and white strap for Scapegoat if he wins.
He's so.
I hope they bring back the custom design.
He's such a slim young man. Like it might fall off his hips. Something about that visual is just funny. It's just come on, let it go. Why can't we let this go? I feel like we let the Sammy thing go. Why can't we let the Jungle Boy thing go?
Because this guy got himself set on fire for the business, for the love of the business.
Nigga, Sammy beat Cody. We let it go eventually. It's just like, you know what? You're right. How long did that take? After the Cody win to let Sammy go? A year and a half? All right, you know what?
Year and a half, yeah. Sure.
We'll give it a year and a half. It'll all be over. Check.
And Jack's been cutting good promos, especially on social media.
Oh, the fuck maybe on social media. Fucking last Dynamite, he certainly did not. Shit was trash. Ugh.
We got King Potato that says, I really wanted Jack to be given the TNT title. Adding CD back to the show this early was not a good idea, in my opinion. Should have let the Elite take full control of AEW for another month or so and let them be. I'm okay if this means that no more Tony Khan on screen. That all of the announcements will be through CD, who's a good promo. So I'll take that.
That's very true. You also have to remember King Potato. Try to get a TV deal. You can't have the Elite all over our fucking television screens. You can't be losing ratings to get into a TV deal. That's not how that works. It's the opposite of how that works. There's a big cutback this episode, by the way. I'm not sure if you noticed. Big cutback.
Yeah, definitely. This was their first appearance outside of showing up.
Thank God. More of this, please. You got Swerve and Mercedes.
And I would say this was the first time since Swerve became champion, he was really the focal point of the show.
That's fucking close enough, I'm sure.
Hey, he got to close the show. He got to come out to close the show for the first time.
The champion got to come out and close the show. That's something, at least.
Speaking of which, we got a promo from Swerve as well. We got watching on the Dynasty,
you know
the Dynamite after Dynasty, as Swerve is backstage with Prince Nana, who said that they should call him Stevie Wonder, as no one can see him in the ring.
That's
Strickland
not how that works, sir. Nana's a fucking idiot. Holy shit.
Strickland said he took down another legend at Double or Nothing and also returned the favor to Killswitch earlier tonight. He's holding the piece of hair. Strickland said that he's looking at some competitors for the upcoming main event, and he says that we got some champions back here. We got some surprises, and he's wondering who will be next up to step foot into whose house? Swerve's house. So nice little promo here before our Casino Gauntlet main event, as it was basically the rules as they told us this time was there was up to 21 superstars who was going to be in this matchup, and they would come out at different intervals throughout. First up, we get Switchblade Jay White, which was like, okay. I was like, okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Switchblade on his own. He comes out with the guns and Juice Robinson onto stage. And then number 2, it's Pac. And I was like, yes, let's go. Let's give us Pac and Jay White for a little bit here. I'm down. Pac wastes no time. He comes down to the ring, doesn't even let Jay take off his ring jacket. He starts beating the crap out of him, hitting a spinning dive, shotgun dropkick back inside. White got off one offensive move, which was just a chop, before the next competitor came down, who was from CMLL, and it was none other than Mitsuko. Mystico got a good reaction, a surprise reaction, came out with a fast sequence with Pac sending him to the floor with White as Mystico hit a dive in from the top to the floor onto both men before we went to commercial break. Back from break, we get another time interval and the countdown, and this is where I said I immediately messaged Jimmy, and I was like, well, this match got taken to the next level. Will Ospreay is here, the AEW International Champion. He immediately hits Curio onto Mexico to start things off with fire. He has an intense back and forth face-off with Switchblade Jay White, similar to the first Casino Gauntlet. The crowd was on fire for Ospreay as he hits a corkscrew kick. Then Pac comes in. He almost steals a roll-up pin for a 2 count on Ospreay before Ospreay faces off with him. But Mystico comes flying off the top rope and onto both men. He then hits La Mystica on Ospreay and locks on the armbar before Ospreay could tap out. Another surprise as New Japan Pro Wrestling's own Shota Umino comes out. We get shooter chants from the crowd. He slugs it out with Mystico before Excalibur puts over how John Moxley is the mentor of Umino. Probably the best sequence of this whole matchup was Umino going at it with Ospreay, which was like fucking 100 miles per hour. This kick punch sequence. Then he finishes it off with a springboard slingshot DDT onto the apron on Ospreay for a 2 count. Then the match went even to another higher level as Claudio Castagnoli came out, and Claudio was in his fucking bag in this matchup. Claudio just comes out. He starts chasing Jay White, who's putting different wrestlers in front of Castagnoli, who he's just blasting everybody with European uppercuts, double stomps in his pathway. He then finally gets White in the ring, and he does the giant swing. Like I said before, I was watching the fight feed where he does giant swings to Jay White, then to Ospreay. Then he does the craziest giant swing to Pac, who Pac does like put his arms out like Shota Umino did right before him. He freaking like he's trying to hold on to him, so it's just like this rigid giant swing, like a fan that has something in it, so it's not going fully around. It's weird. Then we get the AEW return of Lio Rush. I was like, whoa, Lio Rush is here. What? He shows off his lightning speed against Castagnoli for a bit. Rush and Umino go at it. They trade off misdirection attempts and then clotheslines into each other, but neither man goes down. But then Castagnoli comes in and takes down both men, and he's fired up. Then we get Orange Cassidy, who is injured from earlier in the night, but still wants to be in the matchup, which really puts over the fact that this is for a shot at the AEW World Championship. So fuck being busted open earlier in the night. Let me pull my ass down there. He has the black shirt, and he comes out to Where's My Mind this time. Cassidy suplex and hits a Stun Dog Millionaire and a spinning DDT on Castagnoli. We get Ospreay behind him, who's wounding up the hidden blade, but hesitates as we have a stare down between the Forbidden Door 2022 opponents. Then we get the final participant in the matchup, which was Hechicero, who came out like a blaze of glory. He hits a wild wheelbarrow on Ospreay. He almost rolls up Cassidy for a 2. He then Mystico cuts him off with a springboard, a Hurricane Rana. The match has picked up in speed ridiculously at this point. We get Lio Rush with a dive to the outside. We get Mystico with a dive to the outside. Pac does a drop kick on the outside. Umino hits a pump knee on Cassidy, who responds with the orange punch. Meanwhile, Pac tries for the black arrow on White, but then Juice Robinson comes down and pushes him off the apron. We get White wanted the Blade Runner on Cassidy, but Ospreay flies in with the hidden blade. He tries for the Stormbreaker on Cassidy, but Cassidy reversed that into a Hurricane Rana for a 2 count. Ospreay immediately gets up, hits an Oscutter on Orange for the 1-2-3. Will Ospreay, the international champion, is now the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship, which had my jaw on the floor, legitimately. Well, I was like, wait, we're doing this now? Post-match, Swerve Strickland comes down to make it official with Prince Nana as he has a face-off. As for the first time in AEW, it will be Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door on June 30th. Wow. I was totally shocked by this result, but it makes sense on a couple of different levels to me. I was split, but I want to hear your reaction to this matchup, which I thought was fantastic. I think it was better than the first one. It was just totally awesome, nonstop action. When the finish was going to happen, it's so much fun, and it might be the new best stipulation in AEW if they fine tune it a bit.
It was a really fun match. I enjoyed all the different styles. I enjoyed that we had quite a few stars in there. I mean, people we consider stars, not really who Tony Khan considers stars because Jay White was in it. Yeah, Jay White, you had Pac, you had Ospreay, you had Orange Cassidy, you had a whole bunch of people. Claudio, star, that's strong, but you get the point. This was really well done. As far as the finish goes, I was a little concerned it was going to be Orange Cassidy. I could not tell a lie. I was a little concerned. Ospreay, to me, is such an out-of-the-box pick for a Forbidden Door. It's like putting it on No Way Out when WrestleMania's right around the corner. It's so weird. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Now I use that analogy. It feels kind of Undertaker Kurt Angle-ish to me now that I think about it. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for this because I at least
that's a great shout. That's a great. It's like doing the Austin Triple H blow off at way out before WrestleMania 17.
Right? Sometimes you just gotta go for it. I'm not mad at it. Tony Khan was behind making this match and he had help with it. He's the fucking booker. Sir. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stop shitting on Frantic World. It's not fair. I feel like I'm picking on it. You've had a couple of those the past week, sir. News came out Tony Khan was behind the making of this match. No shit. What did you say Sunday? I think Cal's gonna offer the contract to either OC or Trent or somebody else. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Covered all the bases.
I can see that happening. Listen, I want to see Swerve and Ospreay. I'm here for it. I don't know who goes over. I'm going to assume Swerve. I'm here for whatever happens because it's interesting. That's all I care about. I can't complain about them not giving me big matches and then get mad at the big matches. That's not how that works.
Exactly. Like people complained that, Christian, that's not the first person I really wanted to see Swerve against. You know, he just lost something. Well, they said, okay, then we're going to give you the biggest person we can put against Swerve right now. Here's Will Ospreay.
Awesome.
That it immediately made Forbidden Door more interesting than any New Japan matchup. And this is coming from someone who my Forbidden Door picks to verse Swerve was Shingo Takagi and Zack Sabre Jr. Ooh. Neither one of those is a bigger draw against Swerve than Ospreay. Like it is what it is.
Right? And this is so unpredictable.
That's the other thing. It's very unpredictable matchup where you can legitimately see Ospreay beating Swerve here for the championship. So it puts the title at risk. It's on multiple levels for if you're thinking about, okay, you want to do, everybody's been saying, we want Ospreay versus Swerve at Wembley Stadium. One, if you're not doing that matchup, if you're AEW, it is best to do that matchup now so people don't expect it for Wembley Stadium and be disappointed then. Then if you're gonna have Swerve win that first matchup, even if it was gonna happen at Wembley Stadium, and you don't want Swerve to be a heel, then yes, you don't do it in London where he's gonna get booed if he wins against Will Ospreay. You do it somewhere else where it might be a neutral crowd, and maybe Ospreay is gonna be more over than Swerve in New York, but still, Swerve is not gonna get booed out the building if he beats Ospreay in the end. So it works on a number of different levels in that regards. It makes so much sense to me. And that matchup, man, these two are going to tear it the fuck up.
If you're right about MJF at All In, that immediately this becomes, I'm not going to say an all-time great run, but an all-time well laid out run. Because once we get past Ospreay and MJF, we've now reached the minimum length of a title reign. So now all the rest of his matches become unpredictable. I'm here for it. What a great idea. Good job, dummy.
And honestly, like you don't have to rush back Hangman. You got that in your chamber after those two big matches.
Right? It's a really good idea. I can't believe how much better I'm feeling about this run than I was after the Christian match.
Word. Word. They definitely upped my interest in the Swerve title reign by this decision. We got Potato says this was a pay-per-view level match. Loved every part of it. Man, it just got over a bunch of different things. Like we see that Pac is probably going to still be feuding with Bullet Club Gold. It was a nice little surprise to see Leo Rush back in AEW. This is probably the best Shota Umino has looked in AEW, which 9 times out of 10, if I told you Shota Umino had previous matches in AEW, you would have said, well. So, I mean, so this was a good one. And I think this was the best Claudio has looked on Dynamite in months.
Oh, certainly. He's well booked in that match. I liked it a lot.
Facts. Yeah, King Potato, he says so. And the fact that Orange was the one that took the fall, it made sense. He was the one, and it was smart because it seemed like once he got into the matchup, everybody was trying to pin him. It was just smart psychology, like logic booking like that.
I will say this, and now I think about it, it's probably what we'll get, but I would prefer a fuck finish, interference, anything over a roll-up win. If we get a roll-up win at Forbidden Door, I'm going to be highly motherfucking upset. I don't care who it is. I'm going to be highly motherfucking upset. I'll take anything else. Hangman interference, fucking heel turn, anything. Do whatever you want. Just don't give me a roll-up. It's a cop-out. Not here for it.
We got Big Man Dogs. He says AEW really are the masters of making things not special. They have Ospreay and Swerve having a stare down while Excalibur screaming matches that nobody is going to remember from this anyway.
It's so fucking correct. They sing it.
I didn't even listen to him. I didn't even listen to him.
What were we talking about? What he did on the show? Oh, god damn it.
No, getting the wrong title multiple times. Calling
it was
the Continental title the wrong title.
And shit, I'm not gonna fucking remember it. It's fucking heinous. Oh right, fucking Joe and Hook. They're talking to each other on the ramp. And fucking dumb Excalibur goes, "Let's take a look back at." But nigga, what? Samoa Joe was talking to Hook. We don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh, you stink. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
And then I think he cut to the wrong thing. He said the wrong thing before they showed the video or something. And yeah, King Potato, you're 100% right. First 2 matches announced for Forbidden Door: Swerve versus Ospreay, Mercedes versus Ricare. I'm already sold on the pay-per-view. And a ladder match that's gonna get most like casual or like casual AEW fans to watch. A ladder match, Mercedes in a matchup against Stephanie Ricare, or just Mercedes in a match, and Swerve versus Ospreay. Yeah. That's 3 things that most casual AEW fans are going to want to see.
Yeah, Swerve and Ospreay is the biggest match you can do that MJF's not involved in.
Yep. 100% agree. Annika says hindsight is 2020, but I would have had this Forbidden Door Gauntlet at Forbidden Door.
How would you make Ospreay the fucking number 2 then?
Yeah, no. You do the Forbidden Door Casino Gauntlet, like I said, at Double or Nothing. Like I said, once they fine tune the stipulation, maybe they'll probably do it like 1 or 2 more times this year. I know. I'm just used to AEW how they book things. If something's good, they're going to do it probably more than they should. But they probably need to do it like 1 or 2 more times this year to fine tune it. So next year you could put it on a pay-per-view and it becomes a tradition to do it on that pay-per-view.
I'm not mad at that. That'd be fun.
And we got Annika who asks us a good question. So do they do the rematch at Wembley? They do, but next year.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm not I'm not saying Swerve versus Ospreay. I'm saying next year at Wembley 2025, you do Ospreay versus MJF for the AEW World Championship, and Ospreay beats MJF for the title.
Jesus. What's with this booking a year in advance? This is the problem with Tony guy.
Hey, long-term booking.
Oh my God. NXT did 703,000, by the way. So for all of us hoping that people tuned out from Sexy Red so we can get rid of this awful shit, no go. You'll be seeing more fucking C-level stars appearing on this fucking show. Fantastic. Good idea. She's twerks.
They compared it to Poppy. Didn't they compare her to Poppy in the report? It's like they're going to use her like they were using Poppy before. I was like,
oh, she's going to be around?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What the fuck? I'm sorry. What the fuck? You can get
Just in
anybody
case
else.
just in case you saw Sexy Red and you thought you saw two bad bitches, you're gonna see more of her.
Oh, what are we doing?
And also, I thought the CMLL time looked really good. Hechicero, man, he came out. Yo, he's for a bigger guy. He moves so fast, and every time he hits a move, it looks like it hurts.
It does.
Like when he did that head scissor, like leg drop onto Ospreay, I was like, don't. I'm scared for Ospreay. Anytime he takes him up, I'm like, yo, please don't hurt him. We don't need that. We don't need that right now. We don't need that.
Kendrick performing for Swerve. Kendrick has got a love for certain people. Swerve doesn't. I don't see that happening, sir, under any circumstances.
The chance to do it was in Las Vegas or in California on the West Coast. They lost out on that chance. So.
Kendrick's too big of a star.
Look at Annika. Look at Annika. See? Hechicero is awesome. I love Hechicero. I do love Hechicero. But yes, that so much fun, the main event, and it seems like we've both been agreeing that we like this decision to put Ospreay in the main event at Forbidden Door. And you already said earlier, Forbidden Door is a lot more interesting because of it.
Certainly. You only need one really big match, and they got it. I'm interested.
Indeed. Now just give them the mic for the next 4 weeks, please. Both of these guys, I think, could. We'll get more people in the seats by just talk about their history with each other, being friends in the UK and stuff like that. And then as the weeks go on, we get more animosity, more stuff building up, and then they can brawl with each other last week and then take it home in Long Island.
That history could be fun, whatever splits them apart. We were friends. Then I brought home a black girl, bruv. And you turned on me. Oh,
oh my gosh, poor bastards. But let us know in the live chat, final call for super chat donations, and let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP. You give the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? To answer the question in the headline, if you weren't aware, no, I don't think it's too soon. I think it's actually the right time to do this matchup of Swerve versus Ospreay.
Agreed.
You're in agreement?
Certainly.
So let's put our thumbs in the middle for the May 29th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Jimmy, out of 10, what did you give the show?
I'm gonna go for 7.5. I was thinking about an 8, but I can't do it. I'm gonna go for 7.5.
I am going to give it an 8. I was at like 7.5 before we did the review, but going over the stuff that I didn't like pales in comparison to my love of TV time with the Learning Tree, the main event matchup, and the decision to put Ospreay in a world title matchup. Like those 3 things alone, I loved in comparison to anything that I disliked. And the Statlander Stokely promo. Like those things I loved on this show. In comparison to the stuff that I slightly dislike, it doesn't compare. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Jimmy, who was your MVP for the show?
I don't usually do Coles. I gotta do Coles, Stokely, Statlander. I'm sorry. They're fucking great. 1-2 punch. Fucking Punk and Heyman. Who would have thunk?
I agree. I got to give it to Stokely and Chris Statlander on this show. LVP for the show. Who do you give it to, Jimmy?
Did I hate anything on the show? I don't think so. Let's go with Excalibur and Company. They were awful this episode.
I was going to give co-LVP to the commentary team and to Trent Beretta.
To Don Callis for signing Trent Beretta.
That too. Yes, Don some credit too for LVP. And match of the night, it's not even close to Casino Gauntlet for me.
Agreed.
We are in agreement for a bunch of those. Let's see what you guys have to say. We got a thumbs up, 9 out of 10 from Louis, so a big score there. We got a thumbs up from King Potato, who gives it an 8.5 out of 10 because of the gauntlet match personally. We also got Annika, who says 7.5, agreeing with Jimmy. We got Big Man Dog slightly higher at 7.75. Louis gives MVP tied between Okada and Jericho. Those deserve honorable mention for me. I'll give them honorable mentions behind Stokely and Statlander. We got King Potato, who says MVP Okada, shut up, bitches. Big Man Doug give MVP to Jericho. He says Stokely was great as usual, though. And we got Annika, who says MVP Okada, the modern day Ric Flair. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's been his gimmick the entire time, and nobody realized it. He's doing a Japanese version of Ric Flair.
I think that's it. He is. He's been doing it for years, but no one knew until he said on American television. Oh, man. This was a fun episode of AEWramble and a fun episode of Dynamite to review. Jimmy, as always, thank you. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media when they'll see you again.
At Jimmy Macram on YouTube. Watch television shows and movies. On Twitter, at Jimmy Macram, where I pretty much shit on things because they're shit onable. That's how that works.
Shit onable. Am I joining you for the Bear at the end of next month?
Is the Bear coming back?
27th of June.
Jesus.
They're doing this dumb thing of putting all the episodes
at once.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why people do that anymore. 97 should have taught people. You keep the conversation going, put it out weekly.
That's wild. I'm down.
Yes, it is. I will join Jimmy for that. We're going to be completing Atlanta over on his channel as well, so be on the lookout for that. You can also see some of my TV entertainment content coming up on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment channel, where we're going to be reviewing Power Book 2 Ghost final season, season 4, Will Tariq die so Jimmy can be happy about the ending of Power Book 2 Ghost. And you can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. We got a new edition of Review of Honor that is up right now. Hardcore Rewind will be back later this week over on Patreon. So go over and support us. That's the best place when we are not live here. And also ProWrestlingTees.com for your wear.com for your True Hill Heat merchandise. Check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our AEW Double or Nothing review with myself, Jimmy, Professor Chris, and Josh reviewing the big pay-per-view from this past Sunday. And join us live on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 279, talking about a crazy week in professional wrestling. Dom kisses Liv. We got Double or Nothing fallout, MJF's return, TNA WWE partnership, Ethan Page's debut in NXT, Adam Copeland's injury, Chad Gable's contract expiring. We got a lot of to discuss on Saturday, so join me.
Better ending to the fucking show. But then they did it with Liv and Dominic, and then they missed it. Fucking idiots. Jesus.
WCW levels of that. WCW levels of that. But yes, check us out Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. It will be myself, the True Jaw Josh, and special guest Sat Yangi will be back with us on Saturday. So join us for the flagship. But for Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 148. Too soon. We are signing off until next time. Later, y'all.